I came to bring the
Yeah. What's going on, people? It's that boy Treezy here. Mission 4, Metal Slug Double X Master Walkthrough. Let the fun begin. Very tough mission. I'm not even gonna act hard or anything like that. It's a pretty long mission. You know, especially with the fact that you do need to take your time. Few little horrible points in the mission, but you know how it is. We get into detail when we get to those parts. So straight away, take a trip along the top path, get yourself some points. When you come back down the bottom, we got a special guest in the building, Mr. Ichimonji. He's going to help us out for this section of the level. His full name is actually Hayakutaro Ichimonji. And as you can see, he basically will stick with your hero, firing fireballs. And he also actually kind of does like a roundhouse kick on any soldiers who get close to him. You know, it's not, you don't have to save him if you don't want to, but it's just nice to have a bit of company in it, you know what I mean? Because, you know, the world of Metal Slug, it can be a lonely place, especially, you know, considering these achievements, you can only unlock them solo, so you know what I mean, you've got to take whatever help you can get. Just on Mr. Ichimonji, if you do die while he's following you, he will just simply run off the screen and then, you know what I mean, kiss him goodbye. So with this first section, you know, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Just take your time, shoot away at the guys. You'll see, like, sometimes you'll get RPG soldiers coming off the top, spawning from the top of the screen. Gotta keep, that's something that you've always got to be, you know, aware of. Like, you know, it's difficult because the enemies just don't simply spawn from the left or the right side of the screen. If you're not a very, you know, aware person, if your awareness isn't all that, you're gonna struggle with a lot of things in the game, you know what I mean? So moving on to the next section, we got I can't remember her name. She basically drops a few items for you. Sometimes she'll drop weapons as well, so if you can safely save her, always save her and pick up whatever she offers. When you move on to this section, this is quite an awkward section. Obviously you're on a kind of a ramp going down. As you can see though, I stopped the screen because when I press forward a little bit more, you get tanks coming out of the waterfall, you know what I mean, crazy, trying to kill you. They do die quite quickly, but you just got to be quick on the reflexes. You would have seen that last one there, just got away with destroying it before it destroyed me. Moving forward again, sometimes you'll be in awkward situations like that where, you know what I mean, the enemy is on a lower platform than you, forcing you to move probably closer than, you know, comfortable to take him out. If that's the case though, you're struggling to get a shot on soldiers like that, don't be afraid to use your grenades, because the problem I have when I'm playing through the game, I'd like to save, you know what I mean, my good weapons and my grenades. But if you want to use your weapons and grenades, feel free, you know what I mean, it's up to you. Sometimes I'll spare the odd one to, you know, hit an awkward soldier, stuff like that, you know what I mean. Moving forward, a little surprise for you there with the 4 soldiers on motorcycles ready to take you out. You've got to be ready for that. As you can see here now, you know, you got the van that's parked in at the right side of the screen. The soldiers were spawning from the top of the screen on the sly again, the RPG guys. Then you get the tank behind you, you know what I mean. You got to again be aware, keep on your toes, keep moving as well, because obviously you stand still, rocket guys just going to take you out. With those melee soldiers as well, they can be another awkward enemy to kill, because the range of the melee is quite decent. They'll always kill you with the melee before you'd be able to melee them, so keep your distance and shoot away at them. When you come to this section, you've got the ostrich slug to ride. Obviously, you know, it doesn't offer you protection, you know what I mean. It's not a vehicle, is it? You know what I mean. It's not armored or anything like that. If you get hit while riding the ostrich, you're simply as good as dead. I personally don't like the ostrich slug at all. I think it's a waste of time, but you do need it to jump over the gaps. So my personal approach to this section is to just ditch the ostrich after each jump. Obviously it's disappeared off the screen now, but it is required again to get past this gap, and then simply another one just spawns. The reason I don't like it is because even though, you know, it comes with a Vulcan cannon and whatnot, when you're facing the right and you need to shoot something to the left, obviously the ostrich has to turn around, and while it's turning around you're stuck to the spot for a second and you're not shooting. That kind of, even though it's only the tiniest you know, weakness of the ostrich, it's costly, because obviously a game like this, you don't have time to, you know, in a moment of madness, you don't have time to be not shooting and stuck on the spot. It's a big no-no. So for me, I leave the ostrich at that point, and then that's the last you see of the ostrich. When you get to this section, you're going to see another one of those plants again that hang from the roof with the kind of vines that are coming from either side. They are technically a one-hit kill. If I was to move underneath the little hanging thing to the left of its like face, it grabs you, the plant eats you, you're dead. And even using Ralph, that doesn't count as like a hit. It's just an instant death, you know what I mean? And it's a big waste. So you've got to play it patient. Obviously jump over the spiky attacks that it shoots at you and just slowly pepper away at it. I mean, you can get past the tentacles, you know what I mean, and shoot directly up at its face, but you can't shoot the projectiles that come from its mouth, you know what I'm saying? So if you panic, try and move left, try and move right, the tentacles will grab you, you're dead, and it's frustrating. Moving on to this section, personal habit here, I saved my weapon, saved my grenade launcher, just for these guys at the end, get them done and dusted, killed, out of there, onto the boss. The boss is easy, in my opinion, but it's just, you know what I mean, I'm not familiar with how he attacks, because I always kill him so quickly. He never really gets a good chance to get anything off against me. You can see here now I'm sat on his face, just leathering him with my weapon. Normally I would have killed him at that stage. In this particular run through, I didn't. And you can see there he got his attack off. I didn't know what to expect, so it caught me off guard. Very luckily, playing as Ralph, I took the hit, fell over, landed on his hand. It was all good. I got away with it. You know what I mean? One point worth noting, that if he hit me and I fell off his hand into like the bottom of the screen, that's an instant death. So you've got to be careful with that. But as you can see, got away with it. It died pretty quickly. Spam your grenades, spam all your attacks. Job's a good one. Mission 4 complete. I hope that helped, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.